If you say, yes, you want to transmit something, and that is it. I want, I want, I want. See, I don't do this because I want, because I can. So I replace to replace.
So yeah, no.
There's nothing to say. This body, disassociation with body is that. No time for questions on the internet too. No?
I was thinking that's how I'm thinking.
Oh, then we have to go to live streams because otherwise we have to bring another camera all this paraphernalia. I'm telling you, it was like that too, right? And by thinking like that, I put myself in trouble. See, I want to have this experience. I want to have this experience. The only one that is concerned about experiences is the ego. The self is satisfied by experiencing itself. It's not looking for any other experiences.
No, but life still takes place.
Hmm? Yes, I know that.
So going back to what you talked about the other day, beyond freedom, totally. So
Say what you have to. I'm not sure able to. You say whatever you have to say, and I will smash it because that's my job.
but then you can say that what everything that's happening is just happening. So it's a vicious circle until you wake up.
Listen, when
And
people.
I can do nothing to make myself wake up.
Says you have to.
Because even that is ordained, so the whole thing is ridiculous.
See,
So how do I?
Sweetie,
So you
if
can
this
laugh and
is
say that's the mind.
Sweetie, if this is just happening, the desire to do something else will not arise. See, because what I want is not happening. What I want is what I want.
Which is why
I am already.
in the first place.
I am out of this is it. Like why I want to do it means I am already mentally projecting myself into the future. One Because the mind arises from the self. That's what I'm trying to say. And then they believe.
Yeah.
Creation does not pertain to the self. See?
Yeah. It's, yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, yeah, just.
If you love this space, see, the space couldn't care less. They say I am not. The space doesn't say I am in bondage, right? And if you break the walls, the space doesn't say I am free.
No, I agree. Totally. Yeah.
So freedom and bondage are concepts of the mind and the mind itself. So even the mind is trying to superimpose its imaginary freedom and bondage to that which is not in free, not in bondage. That's my point.
Yeah.
Right?
And it can be that an experience can happen where you just absolutely, this seems very real. I'm very much now, it's just ego and ordinary, and I think you're you and you're me, like that. But it has happened, not often, where it's not. It's not, but the way I understand, coming back to where I interpreted the experience is as it's not real, it's fluid, it's like a dream, let's say dreamlike. And then I know that it's not me talking or you talking, anyone talking. It's actually just all happening exactly as it's happening. And that's, I see it, I'm just sort of as a different way of perceiving, as opposed to perceiving from this ordinary mind. Does that make, I don't know if I'm explaining it.
All that goes away. That's what I'm trying to say. You are not interested.
Well, that was just something. That's not. I'm not suggesting it's anything. But well, this is with Ramesh Kalska. That's all I'm just going to say. That was with him. That was the way that's the experience it was. But that was the experience that it was all just happening. Whatever I said or whatever you said or whatever. And happening will keep happening, whatever, but it will be the way of perceiving what's happening. All right, sorry, maybe I'm not explaining. Rather to use it, I know I'm going to go to Aurobindo reference now. Rather than from the Aurobindo, I'm sorry, he talks about the ordinary mind. It's just like perceiving it from the ordinary mind or perceiving it from
my own experience, right? Because there are Sai Baba devotees, then I bring his teachings. If you bring Ramana Maharshi, I bring his teachings to explain them, right? But the only memory that I have is English language, whether it is perfect or not, right? And this is not memory, this is just coming as it comes right now. So in the moment you know it, I know it.
Okay.
See, you know the answer to your question, in the same moment I know the answer to your question, right? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
And then you step out of where? It's another way of functioning. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not based in memory, it's not conditioned by anything, by past, by anything.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Can you choose what you don't know? Everything is there, right?
Yes.
Then when you step,
exactly.
only when you step,
until someone shows you China is here.
Only
Look, it is there, and you go, oh wow.
Only you step out of the choice, only you step out of the choosing the choice game, then this quality of movement will never take place. That not even you know what's going to happen next, because the preordained thing that is gone. It's gone. See? So this cannot be said, it's preordained. It's so difficult to understand. I can explain it, but it has to be your own experience. So as long as we keep on, this is just happening, this is just happening, this is not going to well. Because this is just happening, must be happening to someone, right? If the someone is not there, the thought this is just happening, not even that will be there. If that is not here, you will never say this to anybody, especially if nobody is asking you any bloody question. You know what I'm trying to say? If somebody doesn't ask me about this subject, what is there for me to tell anything to anyone? See? If there is no real demand, what is there for me to say something? Right? There's a demand to teach, a demand to preach, a demand to repeat what someone else said. Right? I'm still living according to the words of my teacher. Do not do anything unless somebody asks you. Right? If you don't ask about the spirituality, you don't speak about the spirituality. What for? You are not interested. Why shall I go and preach you about Advaita Vedanta or anything like that? So, if there is an intention on my side, and then somebody says, well, this is just happening, right?
Oh, I understand. I know which way you're.
Exactly.
I know exactly which way you're talking about. It's just happening. It's the language or the use of language is like people using saram for nothing or to be mean to someone. I mean, it's crazy. It's like a complete.
Exactly. It's come from
contradiction of what the intention of what should be.
It's come from memory, not even from intellectual understanding. Yeah. It may come from memory and not even from intellectual understanding. Yeah. Right? Something that I remember, but I haven't even understood intellectually, I haven't even grasped it intellectually. Forget about realizing it. Mm-hmm. See? First, longing for liberation. Second, intellectual understanding of the teaching. Teaching is something is real, something is unreal. What is real is permanent, what is unreal is impermanent. Next step is discriminate between the two. Next step, remove your attention from what is impermanent, put it in that which is permanent, 24 hours a day, and the last step is self-realization. Everything else is just blah, 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 blah. And I'm trying to help you to cut this blah, 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 so this can become your experience, or her experience.
But I think the problem is, can I just add to that now, is it's the use of language according to one understanding and the use of language according to another thing of understanding. That is where what I'm saying, what you
understanding or interpretation?
Can I just finish?
Understanding or interpretation?
No, but you're not hearing out what
Go
you're
on.
saying.
Go on.
Everything you said now is what I was trying to say just now. And when you say, turn the attention from the seen to the seer, to eventually become witness, and then eventually only being occurs. That's what I'm saying. When that state, happens or is functioning for the use of words. Yes, I know I'm sitting here making an interpretation or whatever. However, in that place of being, happening, for the sake of words, then everything is just happening. So surely as life functions and happens, the work is then, despite what happens, doesn't matter where you are, if you are always, as you say, doing the work of, which is preordained anyway, turning your attention from the seen to the seer, that is all you can do.
Are you telling this to me?
Well, so...
That's my point.
No,
why are you telling
then
this to
I
me?
say, well, for me, no, I come back for me, which of course is no me, it's like then, the thing is, what does it matter where the hell I am?
I don't know, you tell me this. You ask me, I tell you, you are lost.
I'm drawn here, or something else
You
happens, or it appears.
If you ask me where you are, I'm telling you, confused. Confusion is there.
So what is the confusion?
You, as you know yourself, is a confusion. The one that is talking is confusion.
Well, which is why one's here, is to wake up, which you can't make happen anyway. It's true.
If you, unless you stop arguing and preaching
I am angry because I want to understand. This is why I'm here.
Yes, you want to understand. My question to you is, who wants to understand? Inquire, but you don't want to inquire. You want to keep on repeating, this is just happening. And for more than an hour, I'm speaking about the same subject, right? Emphasizing, overemphasizing about the trap of the New Advaita Vedanta, New Age movement. And this is why they say, why you keep on telling me this? This is why I'm asking you, do you want to step out? Right? If you want to step out, inquiry has to take place. My question is, will you inquire? You will say, well, and then you will come to me and say, well, I will inquire if it happens. See? And then Jesus, you are so polluted by this stuff that is driving you nuts. I'm telling you this from the very bottom of my heart. I know you for so long. Right? If I want to listen to somebody to preach me, I will go there. See, I go out of my house just to get bananas for the monkeys and come back. I'm not interested in anything else. This is finished, but you still see this, right? And you see this is talking. That's a problem. If you want to step out of that, see, you have to inquire, and you need advice, and you need guidance. That's all. Now, from me or from someone else, there's no way out without a guru. It's impossible. See, guru, teacher, call it whatever you like. This is just a fancy word. See, this is just fancy words. Guru, teacher, enlightened being, this is just fancy words. I'm not interested in any fancy words. Okay? I'm not interested in words. I'm not even interested in that which is beyond words, because I am that which is beyond words already. And not even in that I am interested. So what is left? This is what I'm trying to say. My experience says it's no more interesting. Running after experience, this experience, Modena Hali, this monkey, that monkey. What is the point? Or for material, or for spiritual matters, what is your effort? See? What is your practice? What is your... He says, no, you give one step towards me and I go 100 towards you. But you have to make at least one step. See, it will not just happen. It will not just happen. Right? This is why we are here. We are here to give you advice. That's all. Advice. That's all. Not teaching, not preaching, advice. Not even guidance, advice. I'm doing this for a long time. Okay? And I was exposed to the West, right? To the Western mentality. Europe, US, it is basically the same. It's all an illusory movement they believe to be spirituality. Spirituality is very simple. See? Discriminate between this and that. Right? Yoga Vasishta, one of the most important books in the world of spirituality, right? Not even in the first chapter. Before the first chapter, in the preface, there's a quote of Vasishta that says, "The world is as illusory as the blueness of the sky." See? The world is as illusory as the blueness of the sky. Therefore, the best course of action is to ignore it. Therefore, the best thing to do is to ignore it, not to run after, to see what is happening here, what is happening there. Is to ignore it, means to keep the attention, see, in the observer and forget about the observer. Let the observer run as it pleases.
Well, exactly. Then we must ignore this also.
What?
This.
Then what are you waiting for to ignore it? Don't say that. Do it. That's the problem. Then we must do it. Can't you ignore it? Honestly, can't you ignore it? Honestly, this is what is fundamental here. Honestly, can we ignore it? No, because it still is too attractive. Am I right? It still is too attractive. Because still we believe there is something here. This is empty. This is empty. There is nothing in an object. There is nothing out there. There is no peace in an object. There is no joy in an object. There is love in an object. There is nothing in an object but temporary. It's like even sex. See, for how long can you have the maximum pleasure? 15 minutes is your love. Basically, you are a man. Right? And it finishes. See? In this world, everything comes and goes. Right? It's temporary. Right? Everything comes and goes. And then we develop, see, all these imaginary spiritual techniques to prolong uh, experiences. You know, we created Tantra Yoga to have an orgasm for the rest of our lives. So what do we want is to give continuity to our ego, right? Because without that, I don't exist as a separate entity. Hmm? So I have to experience that. See, this is the perceiver, the perceived, and the act of perception, the mind, as it is, three separate entities, and separate from its place of origin. It's your mind, you have to take it here. What is this thing that is pretending to be me now? Answering questions. But what I will not gonna do is what I did before. I cannot sacrifice, see, this. Okay? I can't sacrifice this. This I will not do. I can't. Simply I can't. Right? I can't. I can spend hours clarifying questions, answering questions. I don't mind until the exhaustion. I get exhausted and drop the body on the floor, charge the battery, little bit of food, let's do it all over again. I was thinking even to start doing it here because here we have to pay rent, doing it in my house in Modena, right? So we can spend more hours or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't mind to spend time with you guys, but what I will not here to listen all these things. I don't need it. See, if I'm asking you, then okay, tell me that whatever you want. Otherwise, this is why I don't go out of my house. From my house, I go. See, I'm living the same life. Even when I was living in the West, when I left Uttar I was living exactly the same way. See, from my house, I go to the canteen, get my food, and come back home. There is nothing there at all. There's nothing out there at all. And if I was working before, it was just for the same purpose, see, to give continuity to the project. Because I'm not afraid that I can do whatever I want. But because doing whatever I want and confuse people, I stop doing whatever I want and even sacrifice that to carry on giving success. Right? And these are my weaknesses. Okay? I say, okay, I will sacrifice everything to do this. Right? Now, are you going to sacrifice everything to do this? That's my question.
Yeah, but which eye is doing the sacrifice? That is the question.
I have to place myself in the relative point of view.
But then it's just happening. That's my point. It's just happening.
Understand, the sage moved from the absolute to the relative according to the demand of the seeker. So sometimes I place myself as a seeker, right? For the sake of the seeker. Please understand that. Ramana Maharshi was himself, isn't it? And then he said to the seeker, we must behave like this, we must behave like that. So he goes to the level of the seeker to bring the seeker to the level where he was. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
So in that sense, it's just happening, which is what I was trying to say in the first place.
Can I say, this is my advice to you. When you come here, or when you go out there, see, every time you find yourself thinking about that, inquire from where this thoughts are coming.
Yes.
Because this tendency has to go. Otherwise,
yes, but where we started to be, Cesar, is in your book talking about the mind. Now I go, okay, so what are you talking about when you say the mind? Because here, for the sake of words, you have to distinguish between the universal mind and the personal mind. And where for me, I'm going, that in ultimate reality, there cannot be any division because
the division is talking now.
To finish this, the mind will remain personal as long as it needs to until awakening happens, over which you have no control, because that is the all that is that's making all of that happen in the first place.
Confusion is written in the book.
So for me, there's no confusion in that, because
Confusion
it's
is written in the book.
words, mind that can be universal.
It's also a superimposition on itself and on this reality. And as long as you carry on with this tendency, repeating,
But then
all
it's
there is
like
is
then you
this.
can't actually write the book.
I can write a book. The question is, can you understand it? I will tell you something.
Yes, but to
Can I
me,
tell you?
the
Let me
fact-
say.
I hear what you're saying, but the fact of actually writing the book is where the confusion starts to arise.
No, the confusion is for you. It's not for me. I'm very clear
No,
about
the
what.
confusion for me is if I was writing it, how can you write that?
Why not? Why not? Why shouldn't I write that? That's what I'm trying to say. The mind is telling to the self, how can you write such a thing? Right? You know what I'm trying to say? The mind right? See, this is why my book hasn't been published yet. See, I remember Mr. Ratanlal asked, somebody wanted to write, to translate Mr. Ratanlal books in German. This fellow is walking around here still, right? And then I was in charge to supervise this job, meaning that to make sure that the job was done, right? And then Mr. Ratanlal called me one. I said, why this fellow is taking so long to translate the book? He said, well, because he doesn't understand this and that. He wants to understand this. Listen, if we wait for this fellow to understand the book, it's going to be 20 incarnations and the book will never be finished. So this man is there to translate the book, not to understand anything.
But you can't translate anything you can't understand.
Grammatically wise, yes.
No, the content was.
Grammatically wise. It's nothing to understand, to translate. You put the words in English and German and that's it. The content. I have the same problem with the books. All the books went to hell. So I said, I put it on Facebook in my poor English translated by a friend from US and that's all. So, I don't want to write anything. I just did it in a way to get rid of the Facebook nonsense. See? The little face and they like it and all that stuff. People like it, nobody understands. There are some, but only few. Only when we surrender, we can say this is just happening. And if this is just happening, there is no space for complaint. There's no space for confusion. That's what I'm trying to say. So we have to break this tendency of the mind to get externalized. So we have to get detached from the external world and the internal world. The internal world is a world of imagination. And we create another world based in spiritual consciousness. It's understanding. When there is understanding, that's the result. She already fall like in 3-4 traps in the meantime. I'm not sure. 3-4 traps. And as soon as I speak about it, she steps out. This is what is necessary. This faculty. So, any question upon this Sargadatta, Ramesh, someone else, you go there and ask him. I don't know. Then I am hopeless in that sense. I'm not speaking about on his behalf, on behalf of anybody. I'm speaking from my own experience.
Well, that was my experience also. Not
When I
easy
think,
to
Even
translate.
Ramesh would not say that's my experience. When I
Yeah, I
said
would
to
be-
Ramesh, I had the experience, he wouldn't talk about it. When I was in the place of being, then he would talk about it because there was
But-
nobody having the experience at that point.
so now the
That's
experience,
the understanding.
then you teach each other. So we finished
No,
today.
no,
I'm
no.
done. Oh my God, 35 minutes extra, 17.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, same time, if this happens.